What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and when it comes to the Fortnite item shop, it is something that people have wanted a companion app for a long time. Because currently, or at least how it's been for the past few years, whenever you wanted to buy something in Fortnite officially through, normal means, without third-party software made by people who could potentially steal your account or whatever else, what you would have to do is go in-game, go to the item shop, and actually scroll through all the different tabs like this in order to figure out what you do and don't want to purchase. And you had to actually go in-game in order to preview new emotes and stuff like that, for example, and it was always restricted to just being on this actual in-game form. However, a lot of stuff has changed because today Epic Games has officially launched their brand new website version of the item shop that you can see on screen right now. Now, this is Fortnite.com/shop, and I'll have it linked in the description down below, but this is going to be a very interesting change to how the item shop works going forwards for a few reasons, and most of the time, and most of these actual reasons here, are actually going to be things that are going to benefit you more if Epic Games themselves end up making a mistake with their item shop. So as we scroll down here, you can see all the cosmetics you already own. You actually have the option to go through all the different categories like usual as you have in game. So if you want to go to Fortnite Flow, for example, Star Wars, all the type of stuff, it is still available for you here. And you can even go all the way down to special offers and bundles to see purchasable bundles that you're able to buy on the Epic Games Store. Now, something to mention is that if you click on any of these bundles, it will quite literally take you to the Epic Games Store version, and it's not going to take you to somewhere like the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store or anything like that. So keep that in mind if you think about actually purchasing one of these bundles on the website version of the item shop. You might be better off, depending on which platform you play, by actually going to your platform's eShop or actual app store or whatever else and buying it there. But as you can see right here, we have all of the vehicle decals, we have all of the vehicles in general, a lot of stuff that is officially released, and even if we go down here to the view all category for jam tracks, we have a special store page specifically for all of the jam tracks. So you can see the jam tracks that are all in the shop in a 3-lane system, and you can scroll all the way down, see everything. As you can see right here, for example, you can see things that are marked as new in the shop, and you can just kind of look at everything you do and don't own. Now, I don't want to hear any comments talking about my spending habits with this game. Look, I have to own every song that's in Fortnite Festival. It's just my only goal in life at this point, so we don't got to talk about that. But there is a lot of stuff you can actually do with this website, so let's go ahead and show you a little bit more of the interesting details before I tell you something that you should probably know in case any issues happen in the future. If we go to a cosmetic, any cosmetic in the game, we'll just go to a bundle for this example here, like the X-Men bundle, you can see that you get the preview of the bundle, but you also have access to looking at all of the cosmetics. You have the pickaxes, you have the wrap, you have the actual skins, back blings, all the type of stuff, and if you click on any of these, so if I click on Jubilee for example here, you get a 3D spin around preview of the cosmetic itself, and then you also have the option to go look at the other cosmetics a part of that set, such as the back bling. You can see how the unique little preview is right there, and even if we go back to the main item itself and once again go to the Lego form, you get a 3D preview of what the outfit looks like in its Lego form as well, allowing you to get a nice glimpse of what everything in the game looks like without even having to go about launching your game. Now, where it gets a little bit more interesting is, of course, you can view full bundles and everything, but if we go to an emote, such as the Sentinel Squats emote right here, you get a preview, but you also have the option to enable sound, and if I go ahead and unmute this tab right here, you can hear the actual in-game audio for the sound playing as you're actually viewing the emote, which is such a unique little twist here. You can also pause and replay or do whatever you want with the actual video file itself. They're either going to be an MP4 or WebP format, so if you right-click it and try saving it, sometimes it'll save as an MP4, other times it'll save as a WebP, which you'll have to convert or whatever else, but it is nice to see that they actually have access to showing you all these cosmetics, and actually allowing you to preview them without even launching the game. But with that said, what's the important part here that I wanted to tell you guys about when it came to these outfits, right? Well, if we click on something like Cyclops, for example, of course, sometimes when it comes to the actual purchase icon, it's going to break because the website just released, so it's getting hammered with a lot of people trying to go to it. But if we go to the Cyclops bundle right here, you can see that it will tell you about all the cosmetic items, it'll tell you when the cosmetics are available, but if we go look at the URL, we can see that it has Fortnite.com/shop/bundles/Cyclops, and then, this little string right here to make it so you can't just type in an item shop skin that's unreleased and view it and buy it early or whatever else. But the reason why that URL is very important is because let's say they have an issue with the item shop where they accidentally have a bug with the cosmetic, or they end up accidentally releasing something early and they hide the shop tab. So for example, in the spotlight category, let's say there was an issue with Carol G, this shop tab gets completely hidden, even though the cosmetics are still in the item shop. Before, what people would have to do is go to an API and actually make it so, you purchase the item offer ID, because you couldn't see it in game even though it was still there. However, this time around, with how the shop works, you'd be able just to go here to the actual cosmetic bundle, have the URL saved, and as long as the actual offer is still there in the game, even if the shop tab is hidden, you would still be able to purchase it through the item shop URL, which means if Epic Games was to make an issue with the item shop going forwards, instead of making it something where they would just hide the tab and, let it be bygone or whatever in a few days or whatever else when the shop actually resets, what they would do is they would have to actually revoke the item from the shop entirely, replace it with something else, just completely hide it or whatever else, but they would have to actually take items out of the shop instead of what they've been doing before in order for them to make it so people can't just go to the website URL and purchase it anyways, which I definitely think is going to be an interesting little benefit or thing that actually goes on in the future whenever Epic Games might bring back a rare emote by accident or something like that later down the line. As long as it's still there, even if the tab is hidden, they could go online, find the actual URL, like this one being Bonito Jams Bundle D5DF63F2, and they would be able to purchase it regardless of if it's showing up or not in game. Now, another little bit of an interesting thing here is you have two other buttons. You have this one on the top right, which allows you to enter support a creator code if you would like. You can change the code whenever you want to. Now, this one doesn't have a timer of the 14 days, so maybe it stays permanently. However, I wouldn't be surprised if it still changes after 14 days and goes back to nothing. And then we also have the V-Bucks icon, which is actually hidden by my webcam right here. If we click this, it will actually take you to this page right here, where you can just go ahead and buy some V-Bucks if you want. Now, just like the actual other bundles we mentioned, these will go ahead and show up in the actual Epic Games website store, so if you're on console or Xbox or whatever else, you might be better off buying the V-Bucks on that platform, but this is an interesting thing to see them actually doing here. And you know what, to be completely honest, with how they're actually making things redirect to the Epic Games store, I wouldn't be surprised if they make it so if you buy it on the Epic Games store and then you go to this actual shop page, it will grant those items to you without you even having to log into the game. But overall, it's going to be very interesting to see how this evolves over time, to see how they actually have some little issues here and there, and everything else. And I mean, as we actually go down here and how we actually look at the jam track area, for example, I think it's going to be really, really sick, because this means there's another way to view all the jam tracks. You could even search by pressing Control F on computer and typing something. So like if we type transparent soul or whatever, you can see right there, you're actually able to search for specific jam tracks you may want to figure out if it's in the shop or not, instead of having just to kind of scroll down in game without any search bar or anything else. So I definitely think that the website version of the shop is going to be a very useful tool for us going forwards. But with that said, even though it's been linked down in the description below, there are some issues right now because of how many people are trying to use it. So if you try going to the website and get like an application error, you're getting the errors I'm getting where certain things don't even actually load for you to purchase it, keep in mind that it's just because it is just now released, and as time goes on, things will get a little bit better. But another thing I could probably mention to you guys real quickly here is that if we actually go back and we look for an Epic Games original track, so we'll just type Epic Games in here, see if we can actually find any of them at all. Okay, maybe there's not any in the shop, but if you found an actual Epic Games original track or something else that isn't copyrighted and you went to go play it, it is not going to actually let you, actually, how did I say it? It's going to let you listen to the preview that plays in game from here. Now, I'm trying to be cautious with clicking on any of these because I'm not trying to get copyrighted on this video, but I guess we'll just do 1 second of Gangnam Style, right? So we go right here and we actually play it. That is right, you can actually preview a few seconds of the actual jam track from the actual website item shop as well, which I think is pretty nice. But with that said, definitely go check out the shop site, maybe use it if you're on vacation or something, allowing you to view cosmetics without even launching the game. And even in some cases, it might leak skins early, because if we look at this emote right now, it uses the upcoming version of the actual Karol G outfit that is going to be sold in the item shop later in like a week or two that isn't actually released as of right now. Now, of course, it's been leaked already and everything else, so it isn't anything too crazy. But there's a chance that as more things release in the future, this actual in-game preview that shows on their website could potentially leak a new skin or so, and that is going to be very interesting to see what happens, because what I noticed when I actually saved this video file was for the first second, they kind of crop it out when they actually play it in-game, you can hear the item shop menu change, which means these are videos that are getting transparency'd out of someone or an AI or something that is automated going in-game, playing an emote, and then going out of the game and, you know, exporting that file or whatever else, which means these are still coming from the game itself. These aren't just like, you know, rendered in Blender or Autodesk Maya or anything like that. They are being rendered from the game and having the background just kind of cropped and going out of there. So with that said, I hope you champs and chambits enjoyed today's video. This is honestly some pretty big news, especially for people who like traveling or whatever else, because it now means you're able to not only view cosmetics without opening your game or whatever, but you could purchase them and do all that other stuff without even having half the game open every single time or whatever else. And you can even buy V-Bucks, you can set a supported creator code, you can do everything you could do in game, just now on a website API version. Now, of course, the website version is going to have some issues here and there, as I mentioned, but hey, you know, it'll be fixed over time. So until next time, hope you champs and chambits enjoyed this video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and peace out.